The pick is officially in. Vice President Kamala Harris choosing Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate. Before the announcement this morning, Good Day Seattle spoke to Seattle University's Department of Political Science professor Patrick Schottmer. This is what he had to say about what Walz brings to the table.
I think Walz really represents sort of a consensus pick. He was the one that didn't offend any of the important constituencies of the Democratic Party. And I think I've heard some people describing him as sort of like a younger version of Biden, basically. He represents sort of the center of where the Democratic Party is at today.
The professor says over the past 2 years, Walz has been able to push through a number of progressive priorities in his state. So he believes Republicans will try to pitch his selection as a play to progressives and will argue this moves the Democratic Party overall to the left, particularly to left of where Biden was. The two are hitting the ground running with a rally in Philadelphia tonight.
That's where we find Kaylee Schuyler tonight. Kaylee, this is the first stop of the duo's new Battleground State Tour.
Good evening. Well, it was a packed and rowdy crowd. The Harris campaign says more than 14,000 people were at Temple University tonight, and Harris and Walz spoke for nearly an hour combined, touching on gun control, abortion, and education. And that's something that Democratic voters here said that they like about Walz. They like his background as a teacher and his views on women's reproductive rights. But tonight, Harris and Walz said that they can move America forward.
I couldn't be prouder to be on this ticket and to help Vice President Harris become what we all know is very, very good for us to think about. Next President of the United States of America.
Harris saying on X that Walz has a history of delivering for working families, and it's great to have him on the team. Sources tell Fox that a deciding factor in Harris's choice between Walz and Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro is what Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman said about concerns with Shapiro's personal ambitions. Harris and Walz were introduced by Shapiro, and he was viewed as one of the frontrunners in this race, but says he supports the duo and wants to help them win. Now, here's a little bit about Walz. He's a former congressman, and he's in his second term as governor of Minnesota. He has a history of supporting progressive legislation, including abortion rights and gender-affirming care and trans youth and free college tuition. Critics went after his leadership during the George Floyd riots, and they accused him of not calling in the National Guard quickly enough. But he has said he could have done a better job in that situation. Some of his supporters include Senator Bernie Sanders and United Auto Workers Union. But today, there is another VP nominee in town, Senator J.D. Vance.
Tim Walz's record is a joke. He's been one of the most far-left radicals in the entire United States government at any level. But I think that what Tim Walz's selection says is that Kamala Harris has bent the knee to the far left of her party, which is what she always does.
Vance also holding a rally in Philly today, and he says that he called Walz to congratulate him on the VP nomination. Now, Vance says he would like to debate Walz after the Democratic National Convention in just a couple of weeks. And tonight, Walz responded saying that he would like to do a debate. In Philadelphia, Kaylee Schuyler, Fox 13 News.